Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics, and we're going to talk about the Cynthia Erivo poster controversy, Wicked poster controversy, and specifically the part of American politics is racial harmony. I think that's the issue here, and this is right on the razor's edge of that, and also how that marries with American capitalism, right? All right, so let's jump into this. So if you don't know, the long time running, extremely popular, extremely successful Broadway play Wicked is going to be a movie. Now I'm very excited. I'm a major movie fan, and I go see most movies. I actually go see most significant films. The only exception to that is I go see. This is specific. This is 100% true. In my humble opinion, I go see most non-horror films. Right, horror is. I'm not sure you're aware, but actually, horror makes more films than all other films combined. And I do like horror, but I'm very picky about it. And I don't see most horror films, but I do see most non-horror films. And I've been ramping that up recently, and I've been going to these 4DX movies, which are like these. It's like a roller coaster seat. The seat rocks, and they blow wind in your hair, and literally rain will come down, and like lightning, and it's really cool. It's a four-dimensional experience, 4DX, right? And so I have 4DX tickets for Wicked with the person I love most in this world, and I'm super hyped about this film, right? I was. Not so much anymore. Right? Okay. So what happened? All right. So Cynthia Erivo is playing the Green Witch, right? And I've never seen this play. So if I don't know the right Elphaba, I'm sorry. That's her name. She's playing the Wicked Witch, right? Elphaba, right? Who has green skin. That's part of this, right? But Cynthia Erivo is African American, right? And and so, and then, and by the way, I'm giving you how I understand this situation, the best of my knowledge. But since this is so precarious and and I need to use so much caution, please correct me if I'm wrong on any of this in the comments below. All right, so I'm just giving you my best understanding. Okay, so Ariana Grande plays Glinda, the good witch, the white witch, right? Yeah. So, all right, so already this thing's fraught with frankly, cultural landmines, right? That's the best way to say it, right? So here's what happens. So this fan takes the movie poster and cuts out the eyes of Cynthia Erivo and her lips, her green. So she has green lips in the poster, and her eyes are visible, right? So they modified the classic play poster, right? But Glinda's eyes and lips are unchanged. So they just cut Cynthia Erivo out, right? They cut her eyes out and they change her lips, right? And frankly, I have to say, she looks less African American and maybe more Caucasian, right? In the edit, right? So Cynthia Erivo, she twitters this. On Twitter, she tweets the thing and says, "This is outrageously offensive. I'm not cool with this." Right? Then a whole bunch of people come on and say, "Hey, you don't understand. This was done in good conscience," right? Even my favorite movie reviewer is saying, even my favorite movie reviewer comes out and says, "Hey, this was done in good faith. This is all, they're just trying to match to the play poster. This was not," and actually what they're saying is, this was not done purposely to spite you, right? This is just, if you understood the tradition, you would understand that this was all done in good spirits, and no one tried to offend you, right? I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? Every single one of these people making these comments is outrageously wrong. Outrageously wrong. Cynthia Erivo is 100% correct to be offended. 100% correct to be offended, okay? And the reason why is she's her African Americanness, her attributes as a person are being erased. 100%. Now, here's where it gets interesting, right? I think Cynthia Erivo was 100% wrong to say a word. She had every right to be offended, okay? And she should have went into her room, in my humble opinion, she should have went into her room and been, cried and gotten upset and, and punched her pillow, right? And then not said a single word to anyone, right? And why would that be, right? Why shouldn't, if she's offended, why shouldn't she tell the world? Here's why. I think she just shut Wicked down. I'm not, I'm not that excited to see the film anymore, right? And the reason why is it's a culture. She's turned it into a cultural minefield, right? So when I go see Wicked, I'm not positive I'm going to review it, right? Because what if I offend Cynthia Erivo? What if I offend Ariana Grande? What if I offend, the African American fans of seeing the film, right? And the issue is this isn't. And here's the issue, right? You're a Hollywood star. Cynthia Erivo is moving into a space where she wants to be a Hollywood star. Hollywood stars are charming and winsome. And you know what's not charming and winsome? Scolding people right before your $200 million 3-hour Hollywood blockbuster arrives and say, make sure you behave, everyone, and don't you dare dress up for me as Halloween. And that's the real kicker, right? She's saying, don't you dare dress up for me as Halloween, because if you get one aspect wrong, I will tear you. I will hang you by your entrails online, right? And that's not Hollywood. That's not Hollywood. And here's the issue. You're like, oh man, and here's the issue. Everybody has the right to equality, right? But no one has the right to Hollywood stardom. If you do that, the only way you win it, the only way you keep it, is you got to be the best, most charming, most wonderful person in the world, and you cannot do that scolding people. So she had to find a different path, in my humble opinion. And I'll tell you, everybody who's saying that she didn't have a right to be offended, that is 100% wrong. She absolutely had the right to be offended. That was an offensive thing. But where we've arrived in this world is we're no longer in a world where you need to be squawking every time you're offended, right? She is sitting at the front of a $200 million blockbuster that she just shut down completely. No one's gonna put on her costume. Everybody in the world is gonna put on Ariana Grande's costume, right? And that's the issue. You cannot scold people and think you're presenting a winsome front, right? And this is the other thing is celebrity is power. If you want it, you got to realize how to manage it, right? In my humble opinion, every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I hear nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I hear your humble opinion. This is a fraught conversation. If I'm wrong, I'm more than willing to be corrected below. Please consider subscribing. I'm very eager to hear your humble opinion. Please consider subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.